morning. I'm Steve Roberts from Advanced Adapters. I'm a sales manager for Advanced Adapters. We're at the 2023 SEMA Show here in Vegas, and we'll show off some of our new stuff for the year. We have updated shifters for our JK transfer case. We've taken about 45 minutes out of install time. Shifters, no adjustments, put it together. Makes for less install errors, a lot better timing, improved shift quality, where it shifts quite a bit easier. That'll make some customers happy. We also have our JT line of components for the Atlas transfer case. The shifters here, cables would be right here instead of here. Very similar setup. We also have completed our line of the Chrysler 8HP adapter lineup. We can cover 8HP 50, 8HP 70, 75, 95. There's lots of variations. It's a total of 6 part numbers to cover all the variations, but we have all those, and the Atlas is behind all of those. We still have a complete line of adapters beyond Atlas transfer case. A lot of people don't know, but we are moving a ton of adapters, New Venture 4500 adapters, Tremec TR 4050 stuff's been popular. This is an example of one of our adapter plates for the NV 4500. Moving along, Warren, we bought the rights from Warren. We make the Warren Overdrive as a Saturn Overdrive. We still do lots and lots of these. This is still a very popular unit for something the last year it was used is 1971. We make a lot of these. Late model, moving on, we have late model adapters. This happens to be for 4L80E to some new process transfer cases or Atlas. Incorporated vehicle speed sensor that's needed. Everything's taken care of. Factory style O-ring mounts, no leaks. Works very well. Another very popular adapter as we move across is our Ford 6 and 10 speed automatics, the 6R80 and the 10R80. We have adapters for Atlases, some stock Ford transfer cases, early Bronco Dana 20s. Moving on from there, we're still doing our slip yoke eliminator kits, which we can highlight here. This is our slip yoke eliminator kit for the Jeep 231 transfer case. We've been making this thing for probably 25 years. Heavy duty 32 spline rear output shaft, fixed yoke. Very, very well built unit. Made, all this stuff's made here by us, so we're not dependent on the overseas manufacturers to do it. We do it ourselves. Moving on from there, we still have our complete line of motor mounts. This set of motor mounts would be like a universal set of motor mounts for a LS-based engine. We have them for small blocks. It's small block Chevy, small block Fords, Gen 5 engines.
What are your most popular engine swaps at this point, Steve?
Things have changed a lot on engine swaps. Of course, it's availability of parts. We're still probably LS-based motors are our biggest one. The GMLT motors are starting to come in because they're, that's what your low mileage salvage motors are. Still do a lot of Buick V6 stuff, and also Chevy 4.3 V6s are still, Toyota pickups, and also early Jeeps where a 4.3 is just a better fit than a small block Chevy.
Is your primary market for those kinds of engine swaps then would be the CJ era and the Toyotas?
We still, lots of FJ40, FJ60 conversions. We do a lot of those. We still have a lot of old school CJ, 2A, 3B. So we still do a lot of motor mounts and engine conversion, transmission conversion parts for the early CJs, starting 2As, 3Bs, moving on up to CJ5s. A lot of V6 computer conversions. Buick V6s, all engines are becoming a little more difficult to come up with. 4.3 Chevy V6s are popular. We do small block Chevys, and you got guys wanting the overtop builds that are doing LSs and things like that. Moving on from there, FJ40 Land Cruisers, FJ60 Land Cruisers, we do a ton. Some with the 80 series.
What's a popular swap into an FJ40 these days?
Pretty much LS has been the go-to motor for most of that.
Are people concerned about emissions? Is that the reason why you're using the LS engines? Or
Availability, power for horsepower, they're out there. It's the small block Chevy of 20 years ago because they're available everywhere.
they're lighter too than the earlier
Yes,
engines.
they're lighter. I mean, you have iron and aluminum block versions. They're both there. We use them both. A lot of times iron blocks. I prefer the iron blocks for most of the stuff we're doing off-road. The weight savings is not enough to really make a difference when you're running.
What is your favorite LS engine swap or engine for a swap?
It's based on availability of what you're going to do. What's your end goal with the vehicle? That's what it comes down to. I mean, I'm a fan because of cost-wise, a 4.8 liter LS is a great motor. I mean, they're 275, 300 horsepower off the shelf, and they're fuel efficient, and everybody wants a 5.3 or a 6.0, so you can pick a 4.8 up cheap, and it's going to run better than any small block Chevy you pick up and put in. And that's kind of my go-to for most smaller builds, some 35-inch tall tires. We're not trying to turn 42s or something like that.
When you get into a weightier JK, like a JK Unlimited or a JL or any of the later V6 powered vehicles, what swap engine is popular for those?
We support more of the transmission transfer case line on that. We're not doing a lot of that, but those are either Hemi, LS, or the later model LT motors. And then we a lot of times support the 6, 8, 10-speed automatic swaps in those vehicles.
What transmissions are popular?
The matching automatic usually too, what they're doing. The GM guys, they'll run a 4L80, a 6L80, could be a 8 or 10-speed automatic that was originally behind them. The Hemi stuff has been, mainly 545 RFEs, and then nowadays the 8-speed lineup that we introduced our new lineup of adapters for the 8-speed transmissions.
Do you cover the electronics and the wiring for that and all?
We do not. We don't have the capabilities of doing that. Well, we're a machine shop, not a electronic shop.
Okay. Is that a complicated thing, or can they go to a third party and
It's
buy
available.
that?
There's a lot of people out
Aftermarket.
there. There's a lot of aftermarket support out there for that.
So you can steer them in that direction?
Yes, sir.
So what do you see as trends? Where's this all going?
It's a changing market. You never know from day to day what's going to take off and go, but it's late model. The Ford Coyotes with their matching 8 and 10 speed or 6 and 10 speed automatics, and a lot of stuff for there. We're seeing a lot of with companies like Roadster Shop and Kinzer Chassis. They're making these very high-end, nice chassis to go into all kinds of different vehicles. Velocity restorations. These guys have really, really nice chassis to put underneath, 70s Ford pickups and Chevy, square body Chevys and stuff like that. So we're actually going in and doing a lot of support for the transportation side of those adapters.
So you've got the bases covered regardless of the budget of your customer?
Yes.
Okay,
So we still got the guy putting a carbureted small block in a CJ5 that isn't going to spend a lot of money to guys that are building $200,000 and $300,000 vehicles.
What transmissions are popular now for Jeep vehicles? Manuals?
Well, manual-wise, if we have the wheelbase, the newer Jeeps that are getting longer, like CJ7 or bigger, 5-speed swaps. Tremec TR4050s have kind of replaced New Venture 4500s just due to availability of transmissions. Nothing wrong with an NV4500. Our adapter line still sells well. Can't get transmissions as easy as we used to. The TR4050 is a phenomenal transmission. It's upgraded 4500. It's got better ship quality, doesn't use special oil. It's really nice. Our Jeep AX15 lineup of product is huge.
And you sell both of those transmissions and keep them in stock?
Well, we try.
Yeah.
As many as Tremec and Ison will give us, we sell every one we get our fingers on.
You have all of the adapters and you can make it a package or a kit?
Yeah, we can move over and I'll show you some stuff on the AX15.
Excellent. Let's do it.
So I'm standing here in front of one of our brand new Ison Warner Jeep AX15s. We do many of these. We have all different types of adapters from Land Cruisers to Jeeps, and on the early Broncos, we do a lot of these in early Broncos. As far as the front side, we remanufacture discontinued bell housings. Like this is a factory 4-liter bell housing that's been discontinued that we're displaying today. We can do small block Ford. We can do Ford Coyote motors. We also have small block Chevy. We can do LS based motors. We can do an LT based motor. Very, very universal transmission that we use in a lot of applications. And because we're buying them brand new, we're not dealing with rebuilt. They're OE manufactured. They're not aftermarket. They're a phenomenal transmission. They don't give us trouble, and they do exactly what we ask them to do. We're here at SEMA. We've moved over to Silver Sport Transmission in McLeod Racing's booth so we can show you guys the Tremec TR4050. This is what we were talking about replacing New Venture 4500s with. All of our New Venture bell housing adapters work on the front that we've always done over the years. It's still a circular 623 spline output shaft on the back. We have many adapters for different transfer cases for these. Very nice transmission. They run ATF instead of special oil like a New Venture 4500, an aluminum case, so they're about 40 pounds lighter than an NV 4500. And our conversion stuff for gas-powered stuff, it's a phenomenal transmission. It has better shift quality. And then we do not manufacture this part, but they have shifter relocations at SST to move transmission shifters from this location to move it back, a better shift position in vehicles. It's a very nice transmission, and you saw a lot of these transmissions.